Welcome to a new Daily Top Askreddit video. Today's topic:
NSFW. What is the dumbest thing you did because you were horny? I almost jerked off while driving down the highway once. But then I thought if they found my mangled corpse in the wreck with my hand around my dick, my family would be really disappointed. So my brain won that battle. Pre-nut clarity. Sounds like we found a unicorn. The first guy in history of Reddit with pre-nut clarity. Dated a girl once that masturbated a few times while driving. She also did it in the office bathroom fairly regularly. Girl just couldn't keep her hands off herself. Or other dudes' dicks, but that's a story for another day. LMAO, I'm invested. When I was a kid, my dad would frequently take me to his job and give me meaningless tasks to help him out. He was a property manager for a secure gov building. Federal guards at the doors, etc. Anyways, he had his office in the basement and was left alone down there by everyone else in the building. He would smoke cigarettes down there, blast music, etc. When I was 13, I went with him to work one day and he gave me the job of using an electric sander to take grime off of copper pipes in one of the machine rooms. I was left alone to my task for hours, and about an hour in I realized how incredibly powerful the vibration was on the sander. One thing led to another and I ended up grinding the handle of the sander on my dick. After I finished, I remember even at 13 saying to myself, "You're really weird, dude." Never told anyone till now. I saw sander and panicked until I read the rest. Skull and crossbones. Jerked off in principal's office to his daughter's picture. Op is standing on the edge of a knife and decides to start dancing. Had 3 whole kids. 3 of them. I'm knackered. Well, at least you don't have 2.5 kid. You should lay off all stubby over there. Tried to choke myself with a towel. Woke up in a hospital with my mum beside me. Are you alright? Oh, it was a story of way back. I don't do it anymore. Smile. Did they think you were trying to commit suicide, or was it obvious what you were doing? I would assume it was obvious, but I suppose I could be wrong. The difference would be a lot of counseling for suicide or a whole lot of awkward for the other. And they did not talk about it ever. Nothing, just got home and didn't talk about it. On our way home talked about homework and shit. I was not wearing underwear during that. Paid for a porn subscription that I didn't realize I was still paying for until 1.5 years later. $1,135 for one orgasm. Haha man, I did this back in the late 90s. And I could not for the life of me cancel the subscription. So I had to go to the bank and cancel my card. I was once so horny that I put a dictionary database cracker against a porn site for an evening and unlocked like 20 accounts. The scarcity of porn in the early 90s was no joke. Now you can stumble into it. Decided to masturbate into a urinal because I was bored and horny studying for finals when I was in college. I studied in an empty classroom in the creepiest old building on campus so that I could be completely focused and not be distracted. I hadn't seen anybody in that building for 3 hours, so I didn't feel the need to lock the bathroom door or do my business in a stall like a normal person. So I'm going to town on myself and suddenly the bathroom door opens and I stop mid-fap. Foreskin noises stops suddenly. I just stood there holding my erect penis for a second. Put it back in and leave without making eye contact. Still have no idea who that person was. But they definitely knew what I was doing and that I'm fucking weird. I swear, school bathrooms will be empty for an eternity until you need to go. MFs just start materializing into existence. Reminds me of when I walked in a kid whackin' one in the stall. I walked in and it was too quiet, and some silence later he gets up and walks out. I knew the kid well, so he had no problem talking about how there was no service in the bathroom, so he couldn't watch anything. Reminds me of the time I was taking a shit at work and the guy in the stall 2 doors down started watching porn but forgot to turn the volume down first. For a solid 2.5 seconds the men's bathroom was filled with the sound of female moaning. I was helping my dad close up the sailboat for the winter. We took the seat cushions out and the long ones had to go in the car between us. Kind of stacked up like a wall so we could only see each other's heads. Teenage hormones kicked in on the hour ride home and I proceeded to rub one out while looking out the window. Many moons later I told my brothers, who then proceeded to tell my dad. I always wondered why you were so quiet on that trip. Wait, with your dad? Fap noises sounded like a flat tire. Why would you tell your brothers, lol? That's a secret you keep with you to your grave. It became a thing in our 20s to reveal uncomfortable truths to my parents to see them cringe. Mostly about smoking weed or sneaking out to visit girlfriends, etc. This one veered a bit off course from the standard. You couldn't torture this info out of me. Where's that guy that fucked a coconut? I feel like we need him in this thread. https www.reddit.com/r/tifu/comments/6rr6a/tifu_by_coming_into_a_coconut/ UTM underscore source equals share and UTM underscore medium equals iOS underscore app and UTM underscore name equals iOS SMF. The fuck? That is gross. I have vivid nightmares about that to this day. I regret reading it just now. Drove 4 hours to the beach to camp with a fuck buddy of mine. He stood me up and ghosted me. The icing on the cake was losing my keys in the sand and having to pay $300 for a new set to be cut. Well, that is just bloody rude.